friends, and welcome back to this week's homily highlights. And this is for September 7th, 2025. And we start out with the responsorial psalm today, which is Psalm 90. In every age, O Lord, you have been our refuge. And the gospel acclamation for today is, let your face shine upon your servant and teach me your laws. That's Psalm 119. So the gospel for today talks about freedom and freedom for the kingdom of heaven. So if you're so attached to things here of this earth, there's a wedge, there's a separation between you and God. So in the gospel reading, it talks about separating yourself from those that you love and your family and friends and putting God first. It doesn't mean that you don't love those that God has brought to you to take care of, to be in your care. So Luke's gospel for today is not easy sometimes to understand and really get a hold of its message. But Father did a great job of explaining that the gospel for today is about freedom. When Jesus talks about detaching yourself from those that you love here the most, which is your wife or your husband and your children and people that are so close to you, that's all well and beautiful, and we're meant to love one another and do our best to care and serve one another that He has put in our lives. But we should have freedom for the kingdom of heaven. In other words, that detachment that we need in order to put God first and not everyone else first and everything else first. What we want to detach from is things that separate us from God. So if we're putting priorities of other people and other things in our life before God, then God is always going to be second. God is always going to be on the lower rung. And we need to put God first because He is our Lord and Creator, and everything goes back to Him. And in order to serve others around us that we love, putting God first means that in doing that, we will be able to give more to them and to truly serve more as the face and eyes and ears and touch of Christ. So in that freedom, in that ability to have freedom for the kingdom, we should be free from expectations, free from material things. Jesus came to change hearts, or the word metanoia, to make the change of life, change of heart. We need to change our hearts in order to change others. So for us to be that example of Jesus in the world today, how can they see that? Even more than preaching the word, which most of us aren't fully equipped to do, people will react, and it will make a bigger impression for people if they see us acting out Christ in our lives. So, of course, Jesus' message of take up your cross and follow me reigns true every single day in our lives, taking up our crosses, big or small, because in taking up our crosses, we know that He will help carry them with us. Who better than Jesus to know the weight of the cross? It becomes really difficult sometimes where we just can't bear it, but we have to have that faith to say, Jesus, you are with me, and I know you're never going to leave me. And in this cross, I will unite my frustration and my suffering, whether it be spiritual, physical, mental. I will unite it with your suffering on the cross. In that way, I will be able to rise above and be able to detach from those things that are really not important. Sometimes we, just by the nature of our lives and our culture, prioritize the wrong things. And in doing that, we're so busy with the unimportant things that we miss the little things that might be so important for people around us. And we later look back, I wish I could have done this. I had time. I wish I would have taken that time from being so busy about nothing and put it into service for others. So it was a wonderful gospel today. I'd love for you to put your comments below. What did you take away from your homily highlight for this Sunday Mass? So remember, get a journal like this one, the Dynamic Catholic Journal, which I'll link below, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great week. God bless.